Realize it is true what they say about movements, how they all have disagreements about direction and level of militancy. Great.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Any thoughts?
There's a lot of things going on that people have on their minds, so let's just talk, you know? Let's talk.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
go ahead, let him go first. I'm sure to raise mine.
Oh. Go ahead.
I missed the beginning, so I don't know David and Jason and so forth. Can you give us a little character synopsis?
Sure. Well, David is, well, I'll start off with Jason. He's my main character. Originally, because this is the third book in the series, Jason was the original small town reporter who broke the big story, got the big job in New York, and then kind of everything snowballed from there once he started uncovering stuff. Marty, it was his boss that he ended up getting a job in New York, not knowing that he later found out that it was actually his dad. And that was one of the reasons he got the job. That was just one of the little twists and turns from the other book. So then Marty finds himself in Jerusalem, and David is like part of this like Mossad cell that's in Jerusalem. They just happen to see some American getting harassed by these Palestinians near the Wailing Wall. They come over to his aid. They take him back to the base, and that's kind of where that picks up. Yeah.
Well, you know, the relationship between the Palestinians and the Israeli people, they had a treaty in 1967,
Sure.
and the encroachment of the Israelis onto Palestinian land ever since then. You're probably fairly familiar with the geopolitics of that. Do you think that naturally the nation of Israel is going to grow in population and have means to grow beyond what limited borders possibly that they had been assigned to? But do you think that Israel has had a heavy-handed approach to resolving that conflict rather than having a reasonable conversation, purchasing land, dividing things out in a more cooperative way with the Palestinians? And do you think that it was the hard-nosedness of the Israeli government and an unwillingness to compromise? Or would you say, that drove Palestinians to start to attack the Israeli people and things like that? Or how do you see that whole thing?
Well, I mean, I think at this point nobody's innocent on either side.
Absolutely.
But I think also that Israel has had some very right-wing leaders leading the country in the last probably 10 or 20 years. I like to think of it when, who was before Netanyahu? I can't even remember right now. No, I can't think of the guy's name. But when he was in office, even with Netanyahu, he was very conservative. I almost like to think of them. It was like Israel's Bush and Cheney, where you know it.
Make him an appointment. Make him an appointment.
Yes. But yeah, no. So it was like where Bush and Cheney was leading, and so yeah, it was very right wing. They kept extending the settlements further, deeper and deeper into the West Bank. You know, chopping up the land, making it zigzag back and forth, going all which way. So yeah, it was very much inflamed. They stopped talking to each other. And neither side is right. Neither side is fully right.
So they had treaties with one another.
Yeah.
And then one started violating the treaties without actually doing cultural impact.
Right.
Sensitivity, I suppose I'd call it that, But I think our position right now, like with Standing Rock, for example,